Thank you for watching this special update about the vaccination process here at Westminster Canterbury Richmond. As I said to you yesterday during the live update, we would not stop until we got a commitment to vaccinate this community. After much discussion and coordination well into last evening with officials from Virginia Department of Health and the CVS Health Organization, I'm very pleased to share with you that CVS has been reauthorized to provide the COVID-19 vaccination for our independent living residents. We've received confirmation from both officials at VDH and CVS that CVS will provide a vaccination clinic for our independent living residents next week on Wednesday and Thursday, February 3rd and 4th. Now, many of you may question whether you can trust if this is really going to happen. All I can say is that the official at VDH who canceled CVS is also the official who reauthorized CVS. And I'm told that the governor shared with VDH yesterday that he wanted Westminster Canterbury vaccinated next week. Now, after all we've been through in this situation with CVS, my position with regards to CVS has changed. I don't believe CVS ever intended nor chose to cancel Westminster Canterbury Richmond, but rather CVS was told through the bureaucracy of the state and the federal programs that they were not allowed to complete their clinic here and in other communities around the state, and that CVS really wasn't provided with a valid reason for it. For the reason is no one could give us a valid reason as well. Now, for the past 3 or 4 days, really since the Richmond Times-Dispatch article hit the news, CVS has been advocating on our behalf and has made it clear from the beginning of that process that they are ready, willing, able, and eager to resume the vaccinations and get back into this clinic and finish what they started. I apologize for the confusion and frequent changes associated with the planning for this independent living vaccination. It's a new process for everyone, for the pharmacies, for the state, and for the providers like us. It's new, it's unprecedented, and the communication really at all levels coming to us was fragmented, it was contradictory, and at times there was no communication. So I'm really pleased that we're in a place where we have some confidence that this is going to happen, and I've heard from multiple sources, I've heard it from the state, and our officials at Leading Age are hearing the same news from VDH, that it is approved, and they've shared it broadly now. So that's good news. I believe it's in the Richmond Times-Dispatch now as well, or on their online. So a new video update that you're watching right now will be available at 2 o'clock and then on TV 971, and then it'll replay on the TVs as well for those that didn't get to see it the first time. Just a little bit about the vaccination process. This is a 2-dose vaccine. It's the Pfizer vaccine. Your residents must receive a first dose on either Wednesday or Thursday next week, the 3rd or 4th. And they must be available for their second dose on Wednesday or Thursday, February 24th or 25th. No first doses will be given at the 24th and on February 24th or 25th. That'll be our last opportunity to get a second dose, and then from there we'll have hopefully new partners that can help us, and that process has already started as well. So we'll get that later, but all first doses for residents who need to get it here are next week on Wednesday and Thursday. Today, as I speak to you this morning, all independent living residents are receiving the vaccination consent form and a memo explaining what we're doing in your boxes this morning. We need you to fill those out. So if you need assistance completing the form, call the Resident Services Vaccination Helpline at extension 1570 or dial 804-200-1570. This line will be available beginning Monday, February 1st, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. If the line's busy, that means we're helping another resident. Please leave a message and someone will return your call as soon as they're able. Once you have completed the form, we want you to return it to us by the end of the day on Monday, February 1st, to one of two lock boxes that will be located. One will be at the tower desk and one will be at the center desk. It'll have a slot in it. You just slip it in the slot. It's a locked box that we'll be checking throughout the day. We need to have all this information in advance because we need to prepare it for CVS, which will speed up the process for everybody on the day of the vaccination days. So, and it also allows us to have accurate counts for the pharmacists because they need to know that. And it also allows us to help anybody who has having problems with the form. On vaccination day, we will bring your consent forms. We will have them. We'll bring them to you as you wait in line to get registered with the pharmacist. And as long as you filled out the form and returned it to the lockbox at either the tower or the center, you will not need to bring anything with you on the day of the clinic. Next week, early next week, we will share a schedule for the vaccine clinic day that indicates when each area of independent living should come to the Cochrane Commons for vaccination. If you have a previous engagement on one of those 2 days and your day is a conflict, and you can't come at your floor's assigned time, you can come at a different time. You may just have to wait in line. So if possible, we ask that you come during your scheduled time because we're going to set it up so that your wait will be as minimal as possible. And if people come outside the schedule, it's going to cause a backlog. So if you can come at your scheduled time, if you have to rearrange, we'll get you in this. We'll get you in there. That's fine. If possible, we're also going to need to maintain social distancing, so you're going to need to come to a location. We'll get you squared away with your paperwork, and then you've got to go and get registered with a pharmacist before you enter into the vaccine room. So it's going to take a few minutes, so be prepared. We'll have seats available if you need them, and we encourage you to sit down and wait. Be patient, because it does take a little while to get registered with the pharmacy once you get to the actual room. And then after your shot, you're going to have to stay in the Commons for 15 minutes while nursing observes. And it was the same way with the staff, so that's just part of the process. If you are an independent living resident and you either have already gotten vaccinated outside the community, congratulations. If you have an appointment to do that, in the next couple days, congratulations, and please let the clinic know so we can get your medical record updated and we can have a good count to know exactly how many residents CVS should expect. The clinic will need to get a copy of your vaccination documentation when you're finished with the vaccination process. If you need any transportation to get to your outside vaccine appointment, please call our transportation department at 6263, and we'll get you scheduled for that outside appointment. And if you're vaccinated outside the Westminster Canterbury and you have that form that we're sending out today, the blank CVS form, you can return it back to the desks if you don't need it. Lastly, I just want to thank you for your patience and your understanding. This has been a very frustrating experience for all of us, but I now have confidence that we're going to get you all vaccinated next week, and that's the beginning of a very important period of hope for us. So thank you all. I'll see you soon.